Greetings, everyone. Welcome to ESC Institute. And today we have our maths educator, Dr. Deepthi Nagpal. And that's the reason we just decided. So let's do the podcast on this amazing math subject. So over to you, Dr. Deepthi. We can start.
Good afternoon, Dr. Madhvi. I was reviewing our students' recent performances in mathematics, and it is evident that many of them still perceive the subject as extremely complicated. I keep wondering, is mathematics actually difficult, or have we collectively failed to simplify it for learners?
Distinguished afternoon, Dr. Deepthi. There is a very important question, and in my opinion, I believe mathematics is not inherently complicated. Rather, it is approach that often makes to appear intimidating. Students tend to fear maths even before they attempting to understand it. This psychological barriers contributes more to perceived complexity and then subject itself.
You are absolutely right. I often think about now how mathematics evolved. The subject was not created overnight, it is amassed gradually as people tried to solve practical problems, whether it was counting livestock, measuring land, and predicting events. The original was fascinating.
Absolutely. The astronomical events and the origin are truly fascinating indeed. If we talk about early contribution, Asian civilization like the Babylonian, Egyptians, and Greek played a major role. But when student ask who invented mathematics, I tell them the mathematics is not the invention of a single person. It is a collective human achievement. However, we must credit pioneer like Archimede, who is often called the father of geometry, and Archimedes, who laid foundation in measurement and mechanics.
Yes, we can't forget Indian mathematician, for instance, Aryabhatta, introduced the concept of zero and place value system, which revolutionized mathematical operation. Similarly, Brahmagupta formalized rules of arithmetic involving zero and negative number. These contributions helped shape modern mathematics.
Absolutely, and this history itself can help a student appreciate the subject more when they understand this that maths develop as a tool of solving real life problem. So it becomes less abstract and more relatable. I believe we should integrate more storytelling into mathematics teachings.
That's an excellent suggestion. If students understand why something works, they no longer feel burdened by formulas. Instead, they start seeing pattern, logic, and reasoning. For example, when explaining algebra, we could show how it helps in predicting outcomes and analyzing relationship between quantities.
Exactly. Another aspect is building foundational clarity. Many students struggle in higher classes simply because their basics in earlier grades remain weak. And if we teach them to the conceptually instead of focusing on rote learning, mathematics becomes easier and even enjoyable.
True. We also need to emphasize it that making mistake in mathematics is a part of the learning process. Students often feel defeated when they get wrong answer, but in reality, each error brings them closer to understanding the concept more deeply.
I completely agree, and we should also encourage them to visualize mathematics. Concepts like geometry, trigonometry, and even calculus become simpler when students use diagram. Graphs and real life analogies, visualization reduces cognitive load and enhances comprehension.
That's a valuable point. Perhaps we should also explore the use of digital tools, mathematical and stimulation. Interactive algebra platform and visual calculator. When students engage with math through technology, the fear factor reduces significantly.
Certainly, the modern education system must adapt to the evolving learning patterns. Our responsibility is to not merely to teach mathematics, but to help a student develop mathematical thinking, logical reasoning, pattern recognition, and analytical skills.
Indeed, if we cultivate these skills early, students no longer see mathematics as a burden, but as a universal language that explains the world. After all, math is the weapon of the engineering, economics, architecture, and computing, and even music.
This is so true. And once a student appreciate its relevance, the motivation increases naturally. Instead of asking, why do you need this? They begin to ask, how else we can this be applied? That curiosity is the foundation of intellectual growth.
Beautifully said, Dr. Madhvi. So, our goal should be to transform mathematics from a fearful subject into a meaningful, logical, and intellectual simulating experience. With the right strategy, I believe every student can master it.
Absolutely, Dr. Deepthi. Mathematics is not about solving problem, but it is all about understanding problem. And once the students develop the mindset, the subject's no longer feeling complicated, it becomes empowering. And who knows better than you when you're teaching students over the world? And as I've heard that you have students from Canada too. So keep growing, keep rising, and the students really need a teachers like you. And what are you even waiting for? Join our EC Institute where you're going to learn number of subject and you can develop your personality. So let's say learn with us swiftly.
Swiftly.